Clope and Nidek Minster welcome you to this broadcast of high school basketball on NKTelco Sports. We're at Minster Gymnasium where the Lady Green take on the Minster Wildcats. Tonight's game, this afternoon's game, is brought to you by the following sponsors. Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Quality Meats, Sydney All Glaze Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, Borchers Floor Center, and NKTelco. Again, hello and welcome to Minster Gymnasium along with Brandon Coverman. I'm Dave Kanapke. It's our pleasure to bring you a game between Minster and Ottoville, two schools that played each other a long time, very good rivalry through the years. Minster comes into this game today, Minster 8-4, Brandon. 4-0 in the MAC. They were a little bit up and down early in this year, but they came up with a big win over Parkway on Thursday night.
You talk about Minster. I mean, you start off the season, you lose some players last year from that team that went to the regionals. You wonder how they're going to be. They're in a pretty good spot. They're sitting at 8-4 right now. They have a big win over Parkway. They're sitting at 4-0 in the MAC, a prime spot. And they have a big game next week with New Knoxville, and they want to stay ready for those big league games that they have. So they go outside, they go to the PCL. They're playing Ottoville today. They had a nice win over Parkway the other night, 61-52. 21 points from Lily Barhorse, 19 from Ella Mesher. So you can see the inside post game was the emphasis in that game, and Minster playing really well, and they're showing that they can be a contender this year.
Yeah, they play Ottoville, who's 5-7 on the year. 2-2 in the Putnam County League. They're coming off a big win over Continental as they beat Continental with a big score. Very young team. They graduated 8 seniors. They started out 1-5, but starting to get it together. They won 4 of their last 6.
Yeah, Coach Leach, a solid 32-19 record in her third year, took over for longtime head coach Dave Clayman, who's familiar to people here in Minster as they played him in the state finals a couple times there. And a big win, holding Continental to a season low of opponents, 9 points. They're doing a nice job. They're a very young team, 5-7. This is a team that's hungry and very young, not a lot of seniors. So a young team that's hungry, it should be a great matchup here tonight.
Yeah, these two teams have played each other for a long time, at least the last 25 years. You go back and they played each other 2 times in the state finals. They played each other in the 2018 state final. Minster won 63-48. Game that was a lot closer than the score would indicate. And they also defeated Ottoville in the state final 2019 state final. Minster won that one 53-37. Coach Clayman retired after that game. Coach Clayman retired with 532 wins, 8 state appearances, and one of his former players, Michelle Leach, has taken over the program. Owlers are getting ready for the Star Spangled Banner here on NKTelco Sports. Welcome back here. Getting ready for this matinee affair between Minster and Ottoville. Ottoville 5-7 on the season, 2-2 in the Putnam County League. Minster 8-4, undefeated and 4-0 in the MAC. First start with the Sydney All Glaze Audiology starting lineups for the Ottoville Lady Green. Number 4, freshman. Number 5, Erica Turbin. Next up, her twin sister, 5'8" freshman, Harley Turbin. 20, junior, 5'9" junior Elise Kramer. 23, number Becca Turnwald, 5'2" junior. And number 24, 5'7" senior, Shayla German. So Ottoville starts Turbin, Kramer, and Turnwald and German. 2 freshmen, 2 juniors, and the only senior on the roster, and Shayla German. So now for the Minster Wildcats, their head coach, Mike Wiss, a record of 132 and 18 in his 6th year. Starting lineups, number 14, Lily Barhorst, our first one out of the bench, a 5'10" sophomore, 6 points a game. Number 4, Katie McClure, 5'4" junior, 6 points a game at the point guard position. Number 10, Casey Albers, a 5'9" junior, just over 10 points a game. Number 13, 5'7" junior, Morgan Sparks, 4 points a game. Rounding out the lineup, Ella Mesher, a 6' senior, averages 10 points a game. So the Wildcats starting lineup, McClure, Albers, Sparks, Barhorst, and Mesher. Coached by Mike Wiss, as we get a chance for bringing you our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Brandon, we'll start with the Lady Green.
They want to play at their pace here tonight. They want to play, control the pace. Don't let Minster dictate, especially the inside game, especially by rebounding. Mesher and Barhorst there, control the glass the other night and get 40 points the other night. So they want to be able to rebound and be able to compete.
And our keys to the game for the Lady Wildcats.
The Wildcats want to be able to defend the threes. Don't let the Ottoville guard play go off and shoot from beyond the arc. Be patient on offense and get good shots. Play inside out, play through Mesher, play through Barhorst on the inside, and then let Albers do her thing out on the perimeter and let McClure run the offense.
Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza in Newport, Ohio. Ottoville and Minster. Sit back and enjoy some quality Division IV basketball, as we'll have a pair of 20s will jump it off here. Kramer for Ottoville and Mesher for the Wildcats. And we are underway. Tip is controlled by the Wildcats as Morgan Sparks chases it down. Sparks, a junior. Mesher, the only senior in this lineup. 3 juniors and a sophomore round out the lineup. Junior McClure over to Albers. She tries to pass it underneath the Barhorst. Sparks to the hole, off the glass and in.
Just a smooth move by Sparks on the inside. And she made a nice wraparound layup.
Erica Turbin, promising freshman for this Ottoville team. Gives it to her twin sister, Carly Turbin. And a little bit of mix-up, and the pass goes out of bounds. And they'll say that Minster tipped it. Number 20, Kramer, was cut into the basket, and her defender didn't know she was doing that and tipped it out of bounds. So break for Ottoville. I
didn't see anything. I didn't see Minster tip it. I'm surprised it's Ottoville ball, but that official was closer to the call than me.
German, the only senior on this roster for the Lady Green. So we only have 1 senior for both teams starting. Turbin to the basket, tipped away. Wildcats come up with it. Sparks. McClure fake to the hoop and in.
Take the ball to the basket right away. Nice, 2 different guards penetrating right to the basket. Quickly there for Minster as we have the timeout.
Timeout by Coach Leach. Be a 30-second timeout. Gives you a reminder to follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM, and their internet exclusive games on WCSMradio.com all season. Your sports leader in Mercer and Auglaize County. Minster off to a quick start here with 4-0 lead.
Yeah, and like I said, Sparks, McClure penetrating to the basket wide open, just getting around Ottoville like that quickly. So nice job by Minster. I talked about it in the pregame. They might try to emphasize getting to the block. 2 guards that go quickly to the basket and score there.
We talk about Ottoville have a young team that graduated 8 seniors, but Minster graduated about that many seniors, and really Ella Mesher was about the only one that was the only starter back, about the only one experienced. They started out a little bit up and down, but they're getting to the point of the season, trying to hit their stride, coming off that win over Parkway.
And they're starting to do it here a little bit. And you see early on, things are going well for them now. They've been hot as of late.
Turbin gives it up to Kramer. German will let the three go. That is short. We'll have contact. It actually goes out of bounds. It'll be Minster ball.
I thought they might have called a contact foul there on turn ball, but it's Minster basketball.
Ottoville will do it's like a 1-2-2 press. Will trap one they can as Morgan Sparks, junior guard. Casey Albers, fellow junior. Mesher thought about it, dumps it down to the sophomore Barhorse on the block, rolls off. Barhorse coming off a big 21-point game against Parkway. Back in the attack, it's Turnwald. Becca Turnwald, the junior, trying to go through the lane. Wildcats come up with a defensive steal. Mesher, there's the post player, dribbling it the whole way and banks it in.
Wow, what a move. That's why she's going to play at Finley next year. Nice job going to the basket, a big body.
Three ball by Kramer. We've heard they will shoot a lot of threes. A nice follow there by Becca Turnwald.
And that's why you stick with it right there. Nice job by Turnwald.
Sparks in some trouble. Able to get it to McClurg. Mesher was wide open. Got her ball a little bit late, but puts up a jumper. Rebounded by the Lady Green. JV game was a good contest. Minster won 30-27. They are now 12-1 on the JV season. Lady Green back on the attack. Start out 1-5. They've won 4 of their last 6 games. As McClurg chases it down.
It's the third Ottoville turnover of the first quarter already.
Albers, McClurg, there's a three, and Katie McClurg with the triple.
I love the balance so far here from Minster, playing inside out. You get a couple jump shots, you get a couple layups, and you get a three in the corner right there.
Pass down low, turnaround, Turbin can't get the roll. Albers comes out with it, pushing the tempo. Minster, like other Minster teams, they will push the tempo whenever they can. Mesher all the way over. Albers, a good three-point shooter, draws back iron. Rebound by Kramer. Tries to find an opening, does not have the numbers. Turbin to German. Ottoville not able to hit the three. Mesher, the long rebound, and all the way and in.
Get all the way to the basket right there. Nobody in the vicinity, and Mesher easy going to the basket there.
You don't see too many 6-foot players at the high school level, the girls level, able to take a long rebound and take it all the way like that.
Yeah, and she's had to take that leadership role this year too. As you take a look on her Winter Quality Meets replay, you see him get that rebound, and to see her take control of the floor. When you're a player as talented as her, you can just take it to the basket like that at will. She's a nice athletic player, and she can even, we've seen her step out on the arc and hit threes too. She's very versatile.
Harley Turbin now running the point. We had a few substitutions. There's Jessa Burguy in the game for Coach Michelle Leach in her 3rd season at the helm. There's another turnover.
4 of them so far here too. So the Minster pressure been disruptive so far. They've done a nice job of keeping this young team. Young teams usually struggle with turnovers. You usually struggle with taking care of the ball. So if you're Minster, I know you're a little more of you're older. You're having more of an older team, so you can cause more turnovers.
Pick and roll, executed perfectly to Mesher.
And 6 points for her now.
13-2 Minster, and there's a steal by Mesher. She will take it the whole way again. Timeout, Coach Lees. Full timeout. We'll be right back on NKTelco Sports.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
Coming out of this precision strip timeout, you see the huddle under Coach West. Sure, he doesn't have a whole lot of things to correct so far.
No, I mean, you just want to say keep going, you know. You're Ottoville, you call the timeout to try to disrupt the Wildcats' momentum. And Ella Mesher, the way she has saw the floor, saw Minster play one time. Ella Mesher scored 0 points. That's probably like rarely, if ever, happened for her. And now you see her playing well. You see why she's going to play at Findlay next year. She does a really good job.
Sparks ties up. That will keep it on the Ottoville side of the Alta possession. But I think in that game she was in a lot of foul trouble,
yeah,
what I remember. But Bruce, you have a very good team, and that's one of these a little bit of growing pains for this Minster team. Not a lot of experience, but sure look like they're hitting their stride now.
She looks like a leader there too. I mean, nothing but good things to say about Ella Mesher. She's just, you know, always filled her role very well and is never complains. And she's just a player that you want to have on your team at all times.
Minster has a really tough stretch coming up. We'll kind of talk about it as we go on. That was a steal by Lindy Hemmelgarn. It bounces to Mesher and another left-handed layup.
Just got to laugh because she's just doing a great job.
10 points for Mesher.
Getting in the passing lanes.
And right now the pressure too tough for Ottoville right now as Turnwald gives it up. Fortunate to keep it underneath. Coach Leach trying a couple substitutions. She's trying to get the right mix as she's hit a hurricane, or I guess it would be a blizzard this time of year.
Exactly. But you just got to relax if you're Ottoville right now.
Maybe a 5-second count.
7 turnovers on the big green now.
Well, the Barhorse checks back in the lineup. Minster has the opportunity to trade in really 2 players there. So goes out for Mesher. Both of them athletic, close to 6-footers. McClurg, mostly the point guard on this team. Sparks, the quick guard, off guard. As they set up the offense. McClurg can be very streaky on her three-pointers. She can really hit them when needed. Albers now to McClurg. Trying to get it to a cutting Barhorse. Hemmelgarn will try the tray. Rebound to Ottoville, and we'll have a foul, our first foul of the day. This one will be against Minster.
And really, you look at the shot total too. Minster's taking 12 shots compared to Ottoville's 5. Big part in part of those turnovers.
Senior number 23, Alyssa Niemeyer, one of 6 seniors on this team. A couple players out. And Minster missing a couple players due to injury and illness. So we have a foul on Hemmelgarn in the backcourt.
Second team foul on the Wildcats.
Forward pressure doesn't end very often for the Wildcats as Turbin trying to get through the double team. There's German, might have got away with a palm. Into the corner there, Skylar Turnwald. Rebound goes out of bounds. It'll be Minster ball.
And Ottoville not really comfortable. They're getting open looks. They're just not getting set, I don't think, here early on. That's the 8th turnover on Ottoville this quarter.
These two teams have played a long time through the years. Met in the state finals of 2018 and 19. Barhorse rattles it home and is fouled.
Really, Barhorse, just an athletic move right there. Gets the ball on the block, takes it up, bangs it against the glass. As you take a look on a winner quality meets replay, Sparks with a nice find, gets it to Barhorse's right hip where she needs it, and there she goes and scores.
Elise Kramer in the game, as well as number 23, Becca Turnwald. 3-point play coming up here for Barhorst. It goes, rolls off. And it would be stepped out of bounds there by Turnwald, and nothing going right now for Ottoville.
Like I said, it's a young team. You just got to breathe, and that's why I think Minster's ramping up the pressure here, especially in the half court, is because this is a young team, and young teams are often prone to making mistakes.
They're 2-2 in the Putnam County League. They're coming off a win over Continental. Before that, they lost to Bath, defeated Kalida, lost to Columbus Grove, beat Wayne Trace in Arlington. Ottoville also lost by 2 points to MAC team Coldwater around that time around Christmas. Three-pointer McClurg, in and out. German comes up with the rebound. She will be fouled as she has 3 Wildcats all around her.
Yeah, and just got hacked on the arm there. 3 fouls now on Minster as a team.
Putnam County League standings, Miller City and Columbus Grove lead at 3-0. Lipsick's 2-1. Ottoville is at 2-2. Kalida 1-2. And then you also have Continental, Pandora, Gilboa, and Fort Jennings. Wildcats lead 19-2. We're coming up with under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Nice steal by Barhorst.
When you get a double team like that, it's hard to get out of with 2 long arms of Mesher and Barhorst.
Mesher over to McClurg. Move to the basket and in. Katie McClurg with 7.
Points in the paint. Biggest thing for Minster.
21-2. Minster coming off a 61-point game over Parkway. Parkway, a team that's much improved this year. Very good team. They were 9-2 coming into that game, and it was a battle till the end. Right now, Ottoville trying to put some points up in the last 10 seconds here. It's been a struggle here. Shot by Turnwald off. That will end the first quarter of play. All Minster Wildcats on our First National Bank scoreboard. They lead 21-2. We'll be back with the second quarter here on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? Nidec Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. Nidec is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at Nidec Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with Nidec.
Nidec Minster.
Clope. Keyhole Pizza.
Coming into the second quarter, all Wildcats, they lead 21-2.
And like I said, it was really the Ella Mesher show there for a while. She had 10 points, but don't forget about Katie McClurg either. She chipped in 7 points, hit a 3, and 2 other 2-point field goals. Did a nice job as you see Ottoville coming out of the timeout. We talked about how Ottoville is a young team, and Minster used that to their advantage, amped up the pressure. 10 turnovers on Ottoville. Minster did not commit a turnover. And looking at the game, after the game against Parkway on Thursday, Minster only committed 5 turnovers. When you only commit 5 turnovers, you're going to win more times than not, 99 times out of 100. So I'm sure Coach Wiss has emphasized taking care of the ball. This very guard-oriented team, but has a nice combo down on the inside in Barhorst and Mesher.
Barhorst, Albers, shot just outside the lane, and the beat goes on for the Wildcats.
And Albers' first points of the game, she averages 10.2 a contest.
Turbin is Ottoville. The veteran coaching staff led by Michelle Leach is in her 3rd year. They have a lot of pride. I'm sure they'll correct things as we go on. Turbin with the 3, that's too strong. They have not been able to hit the 3s, which is a big part of their game. Jaden Clooney into the contest, senior number 11. Gives it back to his fellow senior Mesher. Albers wide open, 3-ball in the corner pocket.
Just having fun now, when you can't miss, you just have some fun.
Yeah, the 3s go in easier when you're up by over 20. Right now, Minster offense, of course, has been a big story, but their defense has been overwhelming for Ottoville. Erica Turbin to Turnwald. Ottoville just has not been able to get anything going. Drive to the hoop. She is fouled by Clooney. So Becca Turnwald will shoot 2.
You've seen Coach Wiss, too, sub in a lot. You know, and that's the thing. If you want to compete with the teams like Fort Laramie, who sub a lot, you got to be conditioned, you got to be deep, and that's what you want to do if you want to be able to compete with them. Because Minster, as we know, has high aspirations. Even though you lose people like Wolf, you lose people like Coyne, this is a team that doesn't lower their expectations, and they're playing like it right now.
Fort Laramie, one of the 4 losses for Minster. They've lost to 3 Shelby County League teams in Russia, Fort Laramie, and Anna. They lost on a last-second shot to Anna, and they also lost to Arcanum, one of 5 new teams on their schedule, as Turnwell hits 1 of 2. Schedule is already tough, and they added Liberty Benton, OG, Arcanum, Tri-Village, and there's a steal by Ottoville. Turnwald, get it in the corner to Kramer. See if Ottoville can build the last possession, able to score. Nice spin move by Turbin, Carly Turbin, with a much-needed basket for the Lady Green.
And, yeah, they haven't shot very much. I mean, they've only had 8 shot attempts so far.
So full court pressure. Albers to Mesher. She'll drive baseline. Quick step and is fouled.
Love that move by Mesher, left wing. And, Ottoville not quick enough. A good quick first step by Mesher. She gets the Ottoville defender Carly Turbin to trailer right behind. She has no decision but to foul Mesher, who's just been on fire here so far.
Ella Mesher on her way to play at Findlay. She'll join Minster grad from last year, Janae Hoying, who's having a pretty good year so far. I checked the stats. She's averaging about 7 a game, started about half the games. Also on that team, she's a senior this year, Bridget Langdon, who was a star player, 2018 graduate for Ottoville. She's averages over about at double figures. Mesher will get another chance on the lane violation. Findlay, usually a very strong program through the years. Her father, Jamie, who graduated from Versailles, played at Findlay as well.
A little tradition there.
27-5 Minster. Turbin. It's Erica Turbin. German. Very aggressive man-to-man defense, and there's another steal. McClure made an ill-advised pass there as Barhorst was triple teamed. Turbin, some nice dribbling, but they should be tied up. Wow. Good defense there.
That's a nice job by Barhorst to get on top of that ball without fouling. A lot of times you see someone fall to the floor like that, in that position, trail position, they foul more times than not. Nice job by Barhorst to get on top of that ball.
Minster playing good defense has been a tradition that Nan Steckschulte set for years. Coach Wiss was a longtime assistant underneath her and has kept that tradition. Coach Steckschulte still on the staff. She took about a year off, I believe, and decided she didn't want to stay away. But she liked to be around it, just didn't want to be a head coach, and those two have a very good working relationship. As Kramer will drive to the hoop. Mesher outlet pass to Albers. Albers shot off the mark. Wildcat bench wanted a foul there as Kramer up ahead to German. Might have traveled. Shot is short. And a big part of the offense is the threes, and it just has not gotten going for Ottoville.
Yeah, they've shot 10 times, and half of their attempts have been threes. And Albers did get hacked there on the other end, but I think when you're up 27-5, you want to keep the pedal on the metal and not give up, especially because it's the first half. So I do like that aggression from the Minster Wildcat team.
Casey Albers averages right at 10. Nice pass to Barhorst.
Barhorst now with 4.
29-5. Ottoville on the attack, and there's Mesher. Steals it, and all the way. Mesher now with 13.
A lot of circles, not a lot of X's on this Minster stat sheet that I'm writing right now. They're making a lot of high percentage shots.
31-5. They're coming off a 61-point game against Parkway. As we will have a foul. Minster averages 46 points a game, gives up 39. So they're well on their way to go way past 46.
Yeah. And hot shooting, too. I mean, especially when you're shooting high percentage shots.
Minster's had, let's see, 1, 2, 3 games in the 50s. 61 was their high point of the season against Parkway. That was a tie game with 4 minutes to go, and Minster ended the game in an 11-2 run. Pass to Furley. Underneath is German. Shayla German with the basket.
And the offense getting a little better here in the second quarter for Ottoville. They've scored 5 this quarter after scoring 2. So if you're Ottoville, just try to be building some momentum and keep chipping at the lead slowly.
Sparks, the mesher on the block, rolls off. Good look, and that one just didn't fall on a day that about everything else has fallen for number 20. German to the basket, blocked. Wendy Hemmelgarn comes up with a rebound. Pass all the way to McClurg. Nice crossover move, and McClurg will go to the line to shoot 2.
And McClurg, like I said, has done a nice job. She had 7 points in that first quarter. Did a nice job, and Melissa Niemeyer going to go to the scores table, and said Coach Wiss subbing pretty frequently. Like I said, that depth is going to be ultra important. This is a game where, too, you can build the confidence of your team up in terms of depth, because it comes really important in tournament time. You never know who's going to get in foul trouble. And this team knows how to win tournament games.
A lot of experience through the years. 2018 and 2019 state champions. 2020 they had won regional, and then everything got shut down. Last year they lost regional semis to Fort Laramie, who won state. Rebound there. That shot was blocked by Niemeyer's shot was blocked. They go to Barhorst, to Niemeyer. Thought about it. She traveled.
And the third Minster turnover of this game.
Minster coming up on a really tough stretch in this schedule. Thursday they play New Knoxville. The following week they play at Marion Local. Then they play Tri-Village on Saturday. St. Mary's after that. St. Mary's has only lost 2 games all year.
No breaks.
Right now they coming off the big winner in Parkway and playing well today. 3 ball by Kramer.
But this is the time you want to be playing them, too. You play them in January. You play them in December, it might not mean as much. You know, early on in the season, you play them now in January when your team is getting, playing together more. We know that there's some new pieces on this Minster roster. After last year graduating a lot of seniors, but they're starting to play together, and this is when you want to measure against those teams. You want to play New Knoxville, you want to play Tri-Village, who, for example, are going to be some of the top teams in Division IV in our area, along with Fort Laramie.
Hemmelgarn, Barhorst, good entry passes for the Wildcats today as well.
Absolutely, you get it to her left hip right there, and it's an easy turnaround to the basket.
Kramer will try the 3 and bury it. Elise Kramer with the triple.
1 of 7 are the Ottoville. It's the Ottoville Big Green on 3s. Finally hit their first triple right there.
There's a 3 by Albers. Too long. It was 21-2 at the quarter break, and Ottoville is starting to get that offense going here.
Yeah, starting to get a little momentum right there in Turbin with 4 points now.
Timeout by Coach Wiss. Be a 30-second timeout. This timeout and all this year brought to you by Precision Strip. This is an opportunity to let you know tonight's game is brought to you by Crown Equipment, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sydney All-Glaze Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, Orchards Floor Center, and NKTelco. NKTelco is our sponsor of the player of the game. Brandon and I will choose a player for our player of the game. And right now, as you see the Wildcat huddle, Coach Wiss drawing some up on his board there, and all attentive, and why not? Under Coach Wiss, going into this game, his record 132-22.
Boy, Urban Meyer Nick Saban, Dava Sweeney type territory right there.
Yeah, it's very good success on top of 3 state championships in baseball that Coach Wiss has had. So,
and I think too, what's impressive about coaching 2 sports is, I coach baseball in the spring, and sometimes you feel burnout after the season, like you want to break. When you coach back-to-back seasons, and typically your teams are having success, I mean, it's pretty amazing the stamina he has to coach both of those sports. So credit Coach Wiss, and he does a phenomenal job, and he has great support groups around him. You have a great community. That's what ultimately the time helps and makes the difference.
Sparks goes to the floor. Pass ahead as they work it inside to outside. Kramer with the basketball. Following up on your points, Coach Wiss will be the first one to tell you he's got a lot of help. Great assistants. His some veteran baseball assistants really take over the preseason coaching, and then once he's ready after his basketball seasons usually go pretty long.
Yeah.
Into almost when baseball starts. Shot off the mark there by Turbin. Mesher will push it ahead to Barhorst. Turn around, banks it home, Lily Barhorst.
And she's had a nice night. She had the 19 points or 21 points the other night against Parkway, and she's having a really nice game here tonight.
Getting the call in the starting lineup of late, and have a very tall lineup that's tough for a lot of teams to match up. Kramer will let the 3 go. Barhorst just out-jumped everybody. Hemmelgarn to Barhorst. Under a minute to go. Wildcats in command as they have played an excellent first half. I've seen this team a few times this year, and they are definitely by far their best game that I have witnessed. Mesher's shot rebounded by Barhorst with the follow.
Right place, right time, right? Mesher can't make it. Barhorst compliments. Been a 3-headed monster on offense. Mesher, Barhorst, and McClurg. 2
of the 3 in double figures. Mesher with 13, Barhorst with 10, and McClurg with 8. Coming up, ending out our second quarter. Burguy passes to Kramer. It's knocked out of bounds. Will stay with the Lady Green. 13.9 seconds to go as you get a look at the Ottoville bench. Talked to the Coach Leach before. She said they love coming down here. It's always a Saturday game. And Minster will do that next year. Down to 8 seconds. Banked home by German. Big 3 there, and that will end the first quarter of basketball, or first half of basketball. On their first National Bank scoreboard, the Minster Wildcats 38, the Ottoville Lady Green 15. We'll come back with our first half stats in the second half here on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Allglaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing needs and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Wegner's IGA have been servicing their communities for more than 90 years, spanning 3 generations. Wegner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and a variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wegner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen.
Precision Strip, Tom and Jerry's, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Carriage Works, New Knoxville Supply Company.
Grand Lake Foot and Ankle Center offers a family-friendly environment with a personalized approach to reduce pain, restore function, and improve mobility. Dr. Christopher Stuckey specializes in reconstructive foot and ankle surgery, diabetic foot care, trauma including fractures and sports injuries, along with bunions, hammer toes, and ingrown toenails. Grand Lake Foot and Ankle Center has offices located in St. Mary's and Salina. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-394-8664.
We're back at halftime here on our First National Bank scoreboard. Minster 38, Ottoville 15 for our Wagner's IGA stats and recap. Here's Brandon Coverman.
Thanks, Dave. And taking a look at our Wagner's IGA stats and recap. Stats tell you the story from the first half. The Big Green, 5 of 18 from the field, 2 of 9 from beyond the arc, 50% at the line, 9 rebounds, 12 turnovers, 10 of those coming in the first quarter. Wildcats shooting a blistering 17 of 28 from the field, 2 of 6 from beyond the arc, 2 of 5 from the line, 12 boards and 3 turnovers. Individual scoring, Ella Mesher leads the Wildcats with 13, Lily Barhorse with 10, Casey Albers with 5, and Katie McClurg has 8. So 4 Wildcats in the scoring column for Ottoville. Carly Turbin with 4, Elise Kramer with 3, Becca Turnwald with 3, and Shyla German with 5.
You know, the locker rooms, I imagine they were totally 2 different locker rooms. Minster, Coach List was like, probably some very finer points, maybe thing was basically keep it going. Ottoville, I'm sure, was on the chalkboard or whatever board trying to correct things. They had a much better second quarter. I'm sure they want to build on that in the second half.
Yeah, you kind of got hit by a freight train, so to speak, that first quarter. But you talk about Ottoville, young team, you see the talent, didn't shoot the best in the first half. But if you keep building the second half, you don't like to say moral victories at this time of the year because I don't know, I'm not a person that invests in moral victories a lot, but you want to just try to keep improving on certain things with this young team. If you're Ottoville and Minster, just keep doing what's working.
Turnover to start the half as Becca Turnwald comes up with a steal. German to Kramer, and also the 2 Turbin sisters round out the starting lineup. Good hustle by Turnwald, gives it to Kramer, and a good first possession for Ottoville.
Exactly what you need, and you got to try to chip away at the lead, and Kramer's got 5. It's time for the team high.
McClurg, looks like the same starters. McClurg, Sparks, Barhorse, Mesher, and Albers. In and out on the 3 by McClurg. Rebound is Kramer. Again, 2 freshmen, 2 juniors, and a senior for Ottoville. And there's the senior Kramer with the finish. And Ottoville with a nice start.
Exactly what you want. They're taking high percentage shots just like the Wildcats were in the first half. Get that ball in the block instead of maybe shooting those threes.
Coach Wiss says, hey, we're going to correct things right here as he takes a timeout here. All our timeouts this season brought to you by Precision Strip. Gives us an opportunity to let you know our 5-star recruitment sponsor, Crown Equipment Corporation. MVP sponsors Clopay and Nidec Minster. Our keys to the game were brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Our replay sponsored by Winners Meats in Osgood, Ohio. Starting lineup sponsored by Sydney Allglaze Audiology. Stats and recaps by Wagner's IGA. Our live view sponsor, Borchers Floor Center. NKTelco sponsors our player of the game. And on our First National Bank scoreboard, Minster has Ottoville doubled up 38-19.
Yeah, but Ottoville, like I said, they've come right out of the halftime break and played really well. Elise Kramer gets a couple of nice high percentage shots on the block, and you see this try to start chipping away at the lead. It's a big mountain to climb, and I'm sure Coach Wish has got his girls try to refocus here, even though they've got a big 19-point lead.
Katie McClurg to Sparks. Able to hold on to that basketball. McClurg will drive, kick it out to Mesher. Drives through the lane, left-handed shot. Good follow by Barhorst.
Lily Barhorst really having a nice game tonight. It's fun to watch her. She's got a nice athletic just build and a nice athletic shot right there on the inside.
14-19. It's coming out of the timeout. Minster with a nice possession. Kramer, the nice crossover is an opening. Can't hit the shot as Albers goes hard to the floor on a jump ball.
Grimace there a little bit. And
I think they'd call it jump ball, but no, they will say Albers had it, was out of bounds, so you can't have a jump ball. One person's out of bounds, but she paid for that one. Kramer, Turbin thought about a three. Now Erica Turbin. Sparks trying to get this steal, and we will have, I think, a foul.
Yeah, I think she landed on top of her initially when she tried to go for the ball. And I don't think the types of those fouls are bad. You know, Sparks commits the foul there. That's an aggressive foul. You know, it's not intentionally aggressive, but like trying to go after the ball aggressive. Those are fouls you can live with always as a coach.
Sparks is playing that Janae Hoying role of last year, the quick, aggressive type defender. Does a good job of that. They picked up a foul there. Turbin, Kramer on the wing. Down low, Barhorst almost came up with a steal. There's Turnwald. Turbin, Orado home a three.
Hot shooting for Ottoville to start the second half, 3 of 4. And Turbin with a big three.
Mesher, through a lot of traffic, will shoot 2.
Head down and just barrel to the basket, Dave. And she's doing a nice job of it tonight.
Ella Mesher averaging 10.9 on this season. She's had 7 double-digit games. Season high was against Salina. 3 times she's had 19 points against Salina, Delphos St. John, and Parkway. She makes the first free throw. She's on pace to break that at 14. The way things are going, she probably will not get a lot of time in the fourth quarter, but we'll see how things play out. Get a look at the senior Ella Mesher off the right side on the second free throw. Turbin. There's Kramer in the corner. That is short. Sparks with the rebound. Pushing the tempo. Covered by Ottoville. McClurg over to Albers. Mesher thought about a three. Will drive. She'll foul. Mesher is a natural right-hander, but if you watch her drive, she drives left-handed a lot.
Yeah, and you're right there, and you know, just a good shot fake too. She steps out and takes that three often too, and I think I think you might see sometime here soon where she might pop that instead of just shot faking and driving. They're playing off. They're giving her that step because she's blown right around Ottoville every time, and she still did with it. Got them giving a step right there.
Mesher with the free throw. Second one. It's good. She was a starter, only starter back on this Minster team, but now with 16 this afternoon. Carly Turbin hands it off to Elise Kramer. Back to Turbin, loses the handle. McClurg comes up with it, leading the break to Albers. Spin move and rolls in. Got the nice home rim roll, so to speak, for the basket.
Casey Albers, 7 points now.
Fourth player with 7 or more for Minster. Turbin with a nice drive.
Turbin's, she's got 9 now. She's a really nice player.
Carly Turbin bounces around McClurg. Sparks, 16-footer, Morgan Sparks.
And now balance, more girls getting in the box score now for this team.
Carly Turbin, and that would be a charge. Nice job by Barhorse to get the charge.
Stuff like that always amps up your team too, Dave. You sacrifice your body on the floor, you take contact, and that just pumps you up. And you see the Minster girls have such good rapport with each other. They all stand up and yell, and they're pumping up their teammates. You gotta love seeing that.
I have a few sons that played in the boys program, and it was always a standing rule. If you drew a charge, you got a Gatorade from the coach.
Exactly, we always had that too. Exactly. Possessions are valuable in basketball.
Sparks, 3 ball misses. Rebound by Ottoville as we'll have a foul in the backcourt against Minster.
And it's the thing too with in high school basketball, how you have possessions are so valuable, and with no shot clock, you can hold on to that ball for a long time. You can cause a turnover in a low scoring battle, for example. That's huge.
Skylar Turnwald into the game. She gets tied up on the double team there. Lindy Hemmelgarn did a nice job of helping. It'll be Minster ball.
Since we've been dead even, 11 or actually 9-9 scoring each in this third period so far.
Yeah, Ottoville scored only 2 in the first quarter, but 13 in the second quarter, and already 9 here in the third. As Brandon said earlier, they ran into the Minster freight train in the first quarter. So Elise Niemeyer in the game, number 23. Hemmelgarn, McClurg thought about a 3. Sparks coming up on 3 minutes ago in the third quarter. JV game tonight was won by Minster 30-27. Sparks' shot is blocked, but she is fouled.
Like you said, Sparks wears number 13. She's representing what Janae Hoying did last year, and she does play that type of role. Really, the quick athletic guard, fast, has done a nice job, 4 points tonight. Not going to score, not going to be that person that probably scores 20 points, most games, but she fits her role, and that's the biggest thing that Coach West does that you have to admire here at Minster is buying into your role and doing it at a high level, because that makes the team successful, working as, one engine, so to speak.
Sparks off on the first one. Sparks on the season averaging in the 3s. She misses that one. Season high, she's had 7 a few times against Liberty Benton and against Walpole. Foul on Niemeyer there on the rebound. Ottoville having some trouble getting it in as Hemmelgarn knocks it out of bounds.
These are opportunities too. You get to work on some things, work on some different types of defenses for tournament. Some things that Coach West can't always do when you practice against your JV team.
I was at one of the Minster practice years ago. We did an interview with Nan Steckschulte and some of the seniors, and I was just there for a half hour. Just impressive practice, very high energy practice. A lot of things going on, a lot of girls working on things at the same time, and it's a reason that the results follow after practices like that. And they have the talent that you have good practices, that your second team that's practicing is good as a lot of teams they'll play this year.
Exactly. Play how you practice. Simple as that.
Ottoville on the attack. Turnwald, there's Kramer with a 3. Short. Long rebound to senior Alyssa Niemeyer. McClurg across the timeline. Trying to find an opening here as we will have a reach-in foul. Or no, a 5-second count.
Yeah.
Good defense there by Skylar Turnwald.
only Minster's 5th turnover of the game. Like I said, they've done a nice job taking care of the ball. A lot of coaches say if you can keep that under 10 turnovers, I'll be very happy.
Carly Turbin, she and her twin sister Erica Turbin, their older brother Josh Turbin, if you recognize that name, he had a standout career at Ottoville. He's playing at Findlay this year, having a very good season as a freshman as well. So
it's like we got a theme here.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of Findlay connection here between all of the ones that we've mentioned today. There's Barhorse to the hoop, tried to pass it to Niemeyer. That will go out of bounds. As Mesher. The Laws have number 3, Megan Wiss, into the game. One of seniors, 6 seniors, and daughter of the head coach. As both teams will probably get the opportunity to play a lot of players the rest of the way. Ottoville still battling here. It's had a rough first quarter and Minster had a 19-point lead after 1, and that's a lot of the 23-point difference that we have right now. Erica Turbin, Carly Turbin, step back, nice shot.
And, Minster's been playing well and rightfully so, but don't forget Carly Turbin, now 13 points for her on the board.
McClurg, as they break the pressure, she will be fouled. And Katie McClurg will go to the line. Shoot 2. McClurg on the season averages 6.4. 3 games in double figures. She had a big 18-point game against Walpock, the season opener. That's her season high. She had 10 against Salina, 12 against Parkway in that win on Thursday. The MAC standings, we have, she misses the first. Minster, New Knoxville at 4-0, and we'll have that game streaming on NKT.TV here at Minster. New Knoxville comes over. They're both 4-0. New Knoxville 10-1. Their only losses to St. Mary's. And right behind it, you have 3 teams at 3-1. Parkway, Marion Local, and New Bremen. And talked to Coach Wiss a little bit. Said, not only the league stuff, those teams, they'll be playing each other in the same district as well.
Exactly. A lot of great teams out there.
Nice steal there by Barhorst. Turbin gets it back, but stepped on the end line. It'll be Minster ball.
And you play this non-conference schedule. You play teams like Ottoville that, has a good tradition to get you ready for that tournament play. You don't slack off in the non-conference. You play all those teams that are going to play in the sectional at least once, and then you play teams like these. You play St. Mary's. You play Tri-Village in a couple weeks, a game that you and I will have in a couple weeks, and it's to get you ready for the tournament.
Yeah, they already had a tough schedule. They beefed it up with, we mentioned a couple of times, Ottoville, or OG, Tri-Villages. We have a foul.
Illegal screen on Barhorse.
Legal screen. OG was always very good. They played Tri-Village, you mentioned a couple weeks. Played a very good Arcanum team that knocked them off right before New Year's. Arcanum, I think, is like
5th in the state.
5th in the state, yeah. They've only lost like 1 game.
Very good WOAC conference with the 2 top teams there in Arcanum and Tri-Village.
So Ottoville with the attack. That is swatted away there, I think, by Mesher. And she has the ball and takes it all the way, rolls off. Rebound by Turbin. Nice cross-court move to Mesher. Kicks it out to her sister. That's too strong. Kramer will be short. Rebound by McClurg. Pass up by Hemmelgarn. We played 3 quarters of play on our First National Bank scoreboard. Minster 48, Ottoville 26. We'll be right back with the 4th quarter on NKTelco Sports.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Park National Bank, Cargill, St. Henry Bank, Chiltex LLC, Speedway Lanes,
As we go to the fourth quarter, it's been all Minster. They lead by 22 on our First National Bank scoreboard.
And that third quarter, at halftime, 38-15, and 10 points for Minster that quarter, 10 points for Ottoville. So a push that quarter, but I think you see Ottoville starting to play together a little more. This is a young team. It's going to get better as time goes on. Sitting at a 5-7 record right now, but they've got a talented team on their hand. They got a talented core. They've just, like I said, run into a very good Minster team, led by the attack of Barhorst, Mesher, McClurg, Albers. Those guys have really just have led this team.
Megan Wiss comes up with a steal for the Wildcats on the first possession of the fourth quarter. Ottoville's coming off teams that are 15-10 2 years ago, 17-9 last year, and won a share of the Putnam County League, which is traditionally a very strong team year in, year out in boys and girls basketball. Sparks, Wiss on the wing. All the way over. Sparks with the tray, in and out. Rebound Ottoville. Carly Turbin hands it to Becca Turnwald. Turnwald through the lane to the hole, and a lot of players down in a heap.
And Turnwald did a nice job there, slithering through the defense right there, splitting the defense. When you get a ball screen, you're told to hedge that ball screen to cut off a potential lane for the person getting screened to get through, and Turnwald got right through that little gap that Minster presented and got a blocking foul in part of that.
Coach Michelle Leach, it's their third year, took over for the legend in Ottoville, Dave Clayman. What a career. Retired after the 2019 state final. 532 wins, 12 league titles, 14 district titles, 8 state appearances, and 3 runners-up. Unfortunately, the only thing he didn't do was to win a state championship, but 8 times to go to what was always Columbus back then.
You get plaques and you get gymnasiums built and named for you when you do stuff like that, Dave.
That's right. Dave Clayman, I talked to him a couple times at this game. What a good guy, just an all-around great guy. Remember one game I talked to him to see who the starters were, and he went through all the pronunciations, kind of told me about each player a little bit. And he didn't know me for Adam, but that just tells you what type of a person he was. As Mesher, he was unable to finish there.
And Mike Wiss is going to have one of those times here too, and his time here is done at Minster, where he's going to get honored like that too.
We have a foul there. These two teams, I talked to Michelle Leach, and I said, these two schools have been playing together against each other for as long as I remember. She said, yeah, I was a freshman in 1998. We played against Minster, had Lauren Shank, who went to Ohio State, and Beretta Papari, who ended up playing at Xavier. Said, we got smoked. I was playing against Division I players, and I was a freshman. I said, yeah, and this is, as we go that goes in and out as we have a foul on the rebound. I didn't have the record. I'd say through the years, if it's not, the all-time series has to be very close between these two teams. They're always a good game. There's always quality. Like I mentioned, they went to the state finals twice. I got some of the stats from each one. We'll kind of delve into it as we get a chance.
Yeah, more into some names. And I remember listening to those games on the radio, too.
Yeah, 2018 and 2019. 2018, Minster won 63-48. You think, they won easy. No. It was a one-point game as Albers drives to the basket. It was a one-point game. Mid-fourth quarter, and Bridget Langdon, who was the star of Ottoville, went out with a head injury. And Minster rolled up from there and won fairly easily, but you never know what would have happened if Langdon wasn't hurt there. Langdon's a senior at Findlay now, as a drive to the hoop by German. Kicked out. Turnwald. Some of the players on that team from Minster, Courtney Pranger with 17 points, Ivy Wolf with 15, Janae Hoing with 15 off the bench. Taylor Kogi, who's a senior that year, had 12. Two of the other starters for Minster was Allie Fisher and Damaris Wolf. Ottoville had Bridget Langdon, Amber Miller, Casey Knippen, C.J. Kemper, and Quinley Schleball. Landon had 13, Miller had 13, Knippen all with 13. So a very good team. And then the next year they played in 2019. Minster won that 53-37. They were in control most of that game. Janae Hoing in that game scored 19. as Turnwald hits the free throw. Janae Hoy had 13. Courtney Pranger with 16. Ivy Wolf with 9. Damaris Wolf and Jessica Falk, the other starters for Minster, as that goes off of Minster there.
And a handful of names that you mentioned there. You have Pranger at Xavier, Wolf at Miami of Ohio, Moing at Findlay, Kogi played at Ohio Northern. 4 players right there. And then
Bridget Langdon
at Findlay. Knippen played at the now defunct Urbana. I believe she plays at Ohio Northern now. I don't know where she went after that, but I know she initially played at Urbana.
Yeah, it's a lot of good names there. Again, and how many schools can say that they played the same team in the state final against the team that they played during the regular season?
And I'll say that when I played baseball at Russia, played Minster regular season, played state finals.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
That's awesome. It tells you the athletic talent and the athletic will of the athletes in this area.
Mesher spin move and in.
And Ella Mesher, like we said, just in control all game. Mesher 18 points now. Nice job for her tonight.
Carly Turbin double team. Turnwald through some traffic, and there's another steal. Bliss gives it up to Mesher. Sparks thought about it. Will drive to the hoop. Took an extra hop, which will be the turnover.
9th turnover of the game for the Wildcats.
Number 3, Danny Swint into the game. Erica Turbin and Elise Kramer back in the game. Katie McClurg and number 12, Lindy Hemmelgarn, in for Coach Wiss. Looks like they will go to 9-4 and have that big game against New Knoxville for the first place in the MAC. Both teams undefeated at 4-0. We will have that streamed on NKT.TV. I'll be with Jeff Henson on the call.
Be one worth buying for sure, or attending in person.
As New Knoxville's built on that state volleyball championship, as they have had a great season so far. Their only loss was to a very good St. Mary's team that's only lost 2. And they were missing. Carson Henson was out with a finger injury.
Yeah.
Fortunately, after the volleyball season.
Yeah, and she brings that nice defensive presence and for their team, and that's probably some things that Coach McClurg or not Coach McClurg, excuse me, Coach Wiss is talking about with his team right now. Is probably trying to implement some things in this game that he's going to try to use to attack New Knoxville, and that's going to be a great game Thursday.
Burguy to the hoop. Puts it up. And the Hemmelgarn with the rebound. 4 minutes to go. Again, we talked about Minster's schedule. After that, they play at Marion Local the following one, which will be a good game. Coach Beth Stride, Brandon and I got a chance to see him on Tuesday, a quality team there. Then they play Tri-Village. We'll have that game 2 weeks from today. It's a home game here. And then I think the following Tuesday, they play St. Mary's. They also have OG and also at Kalida, a team they've played for years as well. That's always good.
And OG went up to play, or actually Fort Laramie went up to play Ottawa Glandorf today. The Redskins ended Ottawa Glandorf's 36-game home winning streak. And you're like, well, Laramie seems like they always win. Well, they won 60-31 and only ended a 36-game win streak. So,
you know,
pretty impressive.
Carlos Siegel's got it going. 2 years ago when it was stopped by COVID, they had a dominant team. Probably, you never know, they might have ran into Minster in the state final. Last year they won state, and they lost a lot. And you're thinking, oh, they'll be a little bit down.
No.
I don't know if they're as good as last year, but, boy, they're right in equal right now. They're a dominating team.
I had the opportunity of them against Russia the other night, and Russia ranked 4th in state. They only beat them by 22 points on their home floor. So, and they have not had a game closer than 11 points. So, again, it's the coaching, it's the culture, and their tradition. You see the culture and tradition right here with both these programs. Laramie's just another one in that bunch.
Yep. Well said.
And winning breeds success. Winning breeds winning. It's simple as that. And you see, you know, when you have girls that, you know, such as studs like Ivy Wolf and Janae Hoing, you have little girls that look up to them. They're like, I want to be the next, you know, the next them. I want to be the next Ella Mesher. And, you know, that, like I said, success breeds success.
I think the other thing is you have continuity on the coaching staff. For Minster, you had Nan Steckschulte for years. Mike Wiss was their assistant. Duff Hemmelgarn for years was on the staff. Still helps out on some, but not on the sidelines now. for Ottoville, their staff has been pretty well together through the years. Michelle Leach played and also was an assistant coach under Dave Clayman, and you get that. And Fort Laramie always has. Phil Barhorse has done the JV team for years, and you have that same teaching all the way up in the junior high programs as well. It just builds on that success.
Exactly.
Nice steal by Niemeyer. She will go to the basket. Will try to pass it. That's turnover. Swint loses the handle. It goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and like I said, you get more substitutions here, but just the momentum. And you see this team, I remember doing this team's game against Russia, and they probably didn't play the best that they wanted to, but I was talking on that broadcast saying this is a team with a lot of talent. They've got to work together a little bit, and they're at 4-0 in the MAC for a lot of reasons right now, and they're in a good spot right now. And they didn't panic. These girls didn't panic. They trust in the system, and that's why you see continued success every year at assembly line proficiency.
A couple new Wildcats, number 24, Chloe Thien, and also number 30, Kennedy Cordy. Jaden Clooney was in there a few possessions, number 11. Thien and Cordy juniors, Clooney a senior. So we have a foul on Ottoville. Minster will go to 9-4 on this season. Ottoville will fall to 5-8. In the game is Catherine Selhorst, a 5'10 sophomore. Kennedy Cordy, who played a little bit in the JV game. Strong post player and a nice form and touch on the free throw.
When you have good JV teams, you mentioned that only one loss for the JV Lady Wildcats too. Competitive practices, like you mentioned earlier. And, it's fun when you have a good JV, good varsity team. It makes practices all that much more fun. And sometimes it's tense as your real games.
Yeah, adding on to that, Ottoville's JV team having a good year as well as they fall to 8-5 on this season. To the hoop, there is Madison Hurston. She was one of the leading scorers on the JV team. Hurston, a freshman, or check that, a sophomore, with a couple free throws here. Makes the first one. Ottoville, their upcoming schedule, they play Pandora on Tuesday, and then a week from Thursday they play Fort Jennings home. They have 4 straight home games. Pandora Gilboa, a lot of people in this area in Minster are fans of Pandora Gilboa boys team. As I saw some highlights, I saw Coach Mike Lee on the highlights. They're having a pretty good season. I think they're around 7-2, 7-3, around that.
They have a good tradition up there.
Yeah,
they played in the state semifinals, I believe, against Marion Local about 4 years ago. I believe Pandora,
really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they played in the state semifinal. Yep. It was a heck of a game.
It was a heck of a game.
That was a year that 2018 Marion won a lot of close games. That game was about a 2 or 3 point game, and then Marion ended up beating Cornerstone Christian in overtime in a classic under head coach Kurt Guttermiller, who was a longtime JV coach here and freshman coach on the staff under Mike Lee. Minster boys have started a series with Pandora Gilboa. They played them last year. This year they'll travel up to Pandora Gilboa to see their old coach. And there's a nice left-handed shot by Catherine Selhorst.
Selhorst, their first basket.
Thien will drive. Coach Lee, over 300 wins, and winningest boys coach at Minster. As Cordy's shot is off the mark. The winningest coach in Minster school record is Nan Steckschulte.
And if West wants to continue at this blistering pace, he might catch up sometime.
We're down the last few seconds. If you've enjoyed this telecast, the final score in our First National Bank scoreboard, Minster 53, Ottoville 33. We'll come back and wrap it up with our Wagner's IGA stats and recap on NKTelco Sports.
Togi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. NKTelco partners with local companies by providing business-class internet, phone, TV, support, and more. Our advanced system delivers the speed you need with enhanced reliability and support. Running a business is tough. Contact NKTelco and let our expert team give you a hand.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Winners Meats. Quality meats for 4 generations. Hoagie Lumber. Hilsman Automotive.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Thank you for your patience as we construct a new fiber broadband service in your area. We know that along with this process comes disruption in the easements and right-of-way areas, and we are restoring most areas as we complete them. A few areas will have some utility work installed, so we need to wait for the work to be completed before the lawns can be repaired. We're very close to having the fiber or coax drops cleaned up and replaced with fiber optic drops. Hang in there just a little longer, and we'll have a majority of the new fiber system installed.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? Nidec Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. Nidec is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at Nidec Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with Nidec.
Back in Minster, where the hometown Wildcats prevail, 53-33 on our First National Bank scoreboard. For our Wagner's IGA stats and recap, here's Brandon.
Thanks, Dave. And taking a look at our Wagner's IGA stats and recap, the stats tell the story. And 12 of 34 shooting for Ottoville. A lot better in that second half. 3 of 16 from beyond the arc. Struggled there tonight. 6 of 8 from the stripe. 21 boards and 19 turnovers. They cut down on the turnovers pretty well in the second half. Minster even 50% shooting. 2 of 9 from beyond the three-point line. 7 of 15 from the charity stripe. 21 boards and 11 turnovers. So a nice win for Minster tonight. They get out to a big lead early, and Billy kept the pedal to the metal the whole time.
Yeah, they've had a little bit of growing pains there, but that first quarter is about as good at basketball as I think they're capable of playing. And when you outscore a quality of team like Ottoville 21-2, that's saying something.
Yeah, and when it's a young Ottoville team too, you know, they play a lot of freshmen, not very many seniors. That's sometimes hard for a team like Ottoville. It's going to be their confidence there, but Minster, they showed how dominant they could be, and they showed why they could potentially win the MAC this year when maybe some people were thinking, well, they lost Wolf, they lost Twing, they might take a step back, and they're like, no, we're still here. We still got good players, and they showed it today. And you take a look at that three that McClurg made, and you just see the bench going crazy. That's the continuity. That's the togetherness this team has, and playing very well right now.
Ottoville falls to 5-8 on this season. They will host Pandora Gilboa on Tuesday. Minster goes to 9-4. They will come back on Thursday here and host New Knoxville for a battle for first place. We will have that game streamed on NKT.TV. Our player of the game, as you see a layup there by the player of the game, number 20, Ella Mesher.
Yeah, Mesher, like you said, set the tone. There's a lot of other people that helped contribute tonight too, but Mesher just set the tone early. You see that layup she made right there. That's what she did. She really didn't have to post up too much. She ran the floor. I mean, she is a versatile forward. She ran the floor early to set the tone. It was, like you said, 21-2 at one point. She ran the floor, scored, and did a nice job here tonight for the Cats as they move on to the big MSC Showdown Thursday with New Knoxville.
Congratulations to Ella Mesher on our player of the game. Congratulations to the Minster Wildcats, and good luck to the Ottoville Lady Green this season. For our NKTelco crew on camera, Mark Fissel and Aaron Ritter. In our NKTelco truck, Xavier Schwartz, Bryce Hamrick, and Scott Robinson, giving you the sights and sounds here from Minster. For our partner, Brandon Coverman, I'm Dave Kanapke. Thanks for watching on NKTelco Sports.
Great job, team.
All right.